Please.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
So, Ayan,
Yes, sir.
you write your full name as Ayan Jain.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you introduce yourself to the board, please?
Yes, sir. So my name is AYAN JAIN. I was born in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. I have done my schooling from Sanskriti School in New Delhi and my graduation in electrical engineering from IIT Delhi. In my free time, I enjoy playing chess.
Okay. So, have you appeared before at the Civil Service Examination?
Yes, sir. This is my third attempt and currently I am in the Indian Police Service and I have taken extraordinary leave, sir.
Okay. So, that's not reflected in your data, anyway.
Yes.
So, tell me that you're born in Bhopal, no?
No, sir. I was born in Jabalpur, sir.
Jabalpur.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the tourist attraction of Jabalpur?
Sir, one of the most prominent is Bheda Ghat, the Marble Rocks and the Dhuandhar waterfalls.
Okay. And why the marble rocks that Bheda Ghat are so famous? What is so important about that?
So they present a highly scenic beauty. They are whitish, bluish in color and sir, very,
And what Jabalpur feature that that scenic beauty?
very sorry sir, I'll have to read more about it.
Okay. Is it rewatched?
So they are around 100 feet tall, sir. I think so, sir. I will certainly gain more clarity.
But Madhya Pradesh has also become very famous also for this cheetah relocation program.
Yes.
And cheetahs have been brought from other countries. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
We do have practices like quarantine, okay, where we don't allow any species from any other part of the world to come in. Okay? And if they come with very strict kind of inspection. Here we are bringing a very different kind of a population from other countries. So is it not posing a critical danger for the local wildlife?
Sir, certainly whenever a new species is introduced, there is the threat both with respect to the survival of the new species as well as the existing species and biodiversity. Sir, to tackle this issue, Kuno Palpur National Park was chosen in a very well-researched manner so as to not be, so as to the cheetahs not to be a threat for the biodiversity in that area and also for the...
How?
Yes, sir. Sir, one is that there was no direct, so first I would say is that the number of cheetahs introduced is not a significant number, that they would very easily or very instantly affect the biodiversity in that area. Secondly, sir, the cheetahs were themselves captively bred for a long time, so they would not start hunting immediately, which is also something we noticed that the cheetahs had their first prey after a long time, sir.
But I will disagree to that. Okay? That will be my last intervention today.
Sorry, sir.
You see, one of the most invasive species in India has become a weed is Lantana camara.
Yes.
You must have heard that.
Yes.
So that was brought over 200 years ago as a flowering hedge, okay, few plants. And now it has spread all over India, it has become a menace. So now we have got more than 18 cheetahs. That's a much larger population than Lantana.
Yes.
Right. So how do you say that only few were brought and they will not cause problems?
Sir, I believe it must have been researched thoroughly and so the cheetahs are being monitored very closely, both in terms of their survival rate and how they are affecting the biodiversity. So if we see any trends and we perceive a threat from the cheetahs, we will accordingly intervene, sir.
Oh, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Morning, Ayan.
Good morning, sir.
How are you keeping today?
Good, sir. Thank you, sir.
How's the weather?
It's very pleasant, sir.
It's pleasant.
Yes.
But what has the Met Department announced for today?
Sir, there has been a cold warning, sir.
Cold warning. And what in terms of codification, in terms of what have they given the code today?
Sorry, sir, I have not seen that.
Do you understand the color codification of the warnings issued by the Met Department?
Not very clearly, sir.
This is the basics, yellow, green, yellow, amber and red. Any idea what does red denote?
Sir, in my understanding, red is the most severe, but I will certainly check again, sir.
Okay. Now you come from Madhya Pradesh, and I happen to be in Madhya Pradesh for quite some time. I incidentally happen to know your father very well, and your uncle also. I believe your uncle is also in police.
Yes, sir.
Both of them are brothers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you are the one, elder one. Is that one?
Yes,
Is your
sir.
chacha the other one in Bhopal?
Sir, my chacha is also in Bhopal. Yes.
Absolutely. I know both of them. I used to stay in Charimli,
Yes.
next to your father's residence. Well, your father is presently now DG and you are also in police.
Yes.
Probationer. Your father is DG prisons.
So he has retired, sir. He
He's retired?
Yes, sir. He was DG training, sir.
Okay, the DAF says he's still there. Anyway, doesn't matter. Now, the prison reform, despite all kind of prison reforms, you find that, Laurent Bisnoy operating from prison and all kind of activities, unlawful activities that take place. You name any jail and this is happening. Now, you as a police officer, what do you think is where the issue lies, where the problem lies in, and what kind of reform would you think of?
Yes, sir. Sir, one I would say is that the investigation capabilities leading to a large number of under trials and slow disposal of the cases is contributing to this issue, sir, where almost 68% of the people in prisons are under trials. Secondly, sir, coming to the functioning of the prisons, sir, it is largely based on retribution rather than reform. Sir, there have been interventions by Mrs. Kiran Bedi ma'am, such as introducing Vipassana in Tihar jail. Such interventions and such as in Madhya Pradesh, there has been introduced yoga mandatory for jails. They will allow reform of the person in a true sense.
Well, Ayan, I wanted to be more specific. I know a lot of reforms have taken place. Despite all this, my question was, despite all this is happening.
Yes.
So, what kind of check mechanism would you place in the prison establishment?
Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. So first would definitely be to increase monitoring, especially for people who have been convicted for serious crimes, sir. Secondly would be to limit their communication with the outside world, again in a differential manner based on the crime committed. And thirdly, sir, we can monitor the persons who have been in touch with such criminals, sir.
You are an electrical engineer. How would the artificial intelligence play any kind of a role in the prison establishment?
In the prison establishment?
Yes.
Sir, could I take a moment?
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. So one would be in terms of pattern recognition and pattern analysis, so as to serve as a preemptive measure to identify which prisoners may engage in such harmful activities for the society. Secondly, sir, again for people who have been in touch with the criminals, their monitoring can be enhanced using artificial intelligence, sir.
Okay, and my last question. You come from Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has been for good reasons and at times for bad reasons as well. Now, it is often said about Madhya Pradesh that child marriage is an issue in Madhya Pradesh. Do you agree with this statement? And if so, why do you think this is happening? And what should be the cure?
Sir, I am aware that Madhya Pradesh comes second in India in terms of crimes against children, especially missing children. And sir, I am not aware of the exact child marriage statistics, but I do believe that missing children are often forced into marriage. Another reason for this, sir, I will definitely check the statistics for the same. Sir, another reason I believe is the large tribal population, almost 20% of the state, which do have such practices of child marriage, sir.
And what should be the cure?
Yes, sir. Sir, one would be a very important preventive cure is to increase the education levels, not only of parents, but forced education of children by encouraging them, especially of the girl child, sir. And secondly would be certainly very strict regulation on marriage of children, sir.
All right, thank you, Ayan. I'll pass on to the next member.
Ayan,
Yes, sir.
good to see you again.
Thank you, sir.
Why is Indore the cleanest city and not any other city in the MP?
Sir, certainly interventions from the side of government have been higher in Indore, such as door-to-door collection, segregation at source, and also a very important initiative that garbage collectors do not collect the waste material if it has not been segregated at source. But one of the major reasons for the exceptional performance of Indore is that it has become a people's mission. So people look at it as their identity, as a clean city, as the cleanest city, and themselves take a measure so as to not pollute, not litter, and towards cleanliness, sir.
So suppose you have joined IAS and you have been posted to, let's say, a city in Jharkhand as district magistrate later, 6-7 years down the line. what steps would you take to make that city the cleanest one in India?
Sir, my first step would certainly be to assess the situation in that city, in that area, to identify the major waste polluters or the major causes behind the city not being clean. Secondly, I would identify the constraints regarding the same, whether it is a lack of civic sense within people, whether it is an infrastructural or technical issue, and accordingly I will have to make change, sir. The change will certainly be institutional also, such as more cleaning equipment, cleaning devices, and social change also, sir, promoting and encouraging people to move in that.
I think your father is a speaker on happiness.
Yes, sir.
According to you, what is the best way to be happy?
Sir, I believe it certainly varies from person to person. I believe a sense of fulfillment that comes from having done all that a person could have done, even if one does not achieve their goals, but does all that they could do, so that there is no regret in that person. That is an important aspect of happiness, sir. Apart from indeed all the physical, physiological and social needs being met, sir, in terms of good health, secure background and having good relationships, sir.
What is the role of meditation and Indian systems of yoga and other things in being happy?
Yes, certainly, sir. They play an immense role, sir. Meditation has been proven scientifically by studies to show the reduction, the huge reduction in stress that it leads to, sir. It also leads to clearer thinking.
Okay, so what percentage of attention one should give on Indian culture and meditative practices, and what on other aspects of happiness which you were saying earlier?
Sir, I believe both go hand in hand, sir, in today's life. A person cannot be entirely spiritual, but they should also not be completely materialistic. Sir, I believe it can very easily be incorporated into their day-to-day lives, such as morning meditation or a daily yoga practice.
Okay, and physical fitness.
Yes, thank you.
What percentage of world trade passes through Red Sea?
Sir, I believe it is around 60%. I will check the data.
12%.
Very sorry.
Why is that US and UK are so upset and they have been firing, but they are not supported by other Western powers, especially the European powers?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is largely due to the geographic location of the two countries, sir. For them to trade with the eastern part of the world, the only other option apart from Red Sea is to go from south of the Africa, sir, which becomes a much larger and much costlier option.
How many kilometers does it add into the trade route?
Sorry, sir, I will have to check.
About 4,000 kilometers.
Thank you, sir.
Last thing, you see, recently reports say that captured Russian weapons or equipment, military equipment, show that these are made in US. How do you interpret this in terms of what is happening on Russia-Ukraine war front?
Yes, sir. I am aware, sir, that one factor behind this war, one benefit has been going to all the companies involved in arms supply. Sir, I believe this is more a factor of every country trying to promote its own interests. So for Russia to enhance and augment its defense capabilities, it will try to import from wherever it can get the best equipment. And similarly, all the companies would like to get the best prices. So if they get so by selling to Russia, sir, I believe they may they may opt for it. Indeed, it possesses a...
So do you think these US-made weapons are going to Russia through Ukraine itself or through some other third country?
Sir, in my understanding, it must be from a third country, but I will have to check that, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ayan, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Ayan, police is generally accused of being insensitive to the problems of the common man, particularly at the level of inspector and below. What do you think is the difference between empathy and compassion?
Yes. Sir, in my understanding, compassion is a sense of wanting to alleviate other people's suffering, but empathy has an element of being able to feel that pain of others from a first-hand perspective, sir.
Is BPRD doing enough to see that the training of the people below particular level that sensitize them and train them in soft skills? Is it being done?
Sir, I am aware that there have been taken steps towards promoting the soft skills of police personnel and inculcating sensitivity and people skills in them, sir. and also steps are being taken towards the mental well-being of police personnel, sir. Indeed, there are more interventions required, sir, and perhaps we will see more results in the coming times.
Okay, our DDP, projected DDP, is a very impressive growth, and the
Yes.
finance minister also says that by 2028 we will be 5 trillion economy, right?
Yes.
However, at least 80 crore of the population of India has to be given subsidized food. Okay. And the number of billionaires which we add every year is the highest in the entire world. Okay. What is the problem? Where is the problem? Some people, there is the inequality of wealth. How do you see this? What can be done about it?
Sir, I believe it is always going to be a trade-off between promoting inclusive growth and opting for higher economic growth. And sir, India has been faced with multiple issues in the last 40 to 50 years, sir. And India has opted for much higher economic growth and also been promoting poverty alleviation. Sir, India has been praised worldwide for the upliftment of poverty, especially in the last 20 years. Sir, I believe the current aim is to push for economic growth and followed up with the second priority as redistribution, but steps are being taken in that direction already, sir.
All right, my last question. You know the HDI index,
Yes.
global development. Now, if you were to design, what would be the factors which you will include and in what priority?
Yes. Sir, could I take a moment, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I would firstly like to include the already included aspects of education level and health levels, as health being first priority and education being second priority, sir. Third, I would like to introduce an aspect of social inclusion, sir, about the social aspects of an individual and of a country, sir, which will include gender equality and inclusive growth overall, sir.
How would the social aspect of health of the society and the social cohesiveness, will that be a big factor or no?
Yes, certainly, sir. Social capital is also a very important
That
aspect.
is very important that should be taken into account.
Yes.
All
thank you,
right.
sir.
Now, Pakistan is burning, Pakistan is in trouble. It is a living collapse. Now, in that kind of situation, should India be happy at this situation? And if Pakistan actually, they are going to hold some kind of elections, but you know the basic character, what should be India's stance if they, are going down the economics? Otherwise, what should be India's stand?
Yes, sir. Sir, I do not believe India should be happy. India has always promoted humanitarianism.
I to talk to them now.
Sir, I believe it would not be of much effect, sir. As we have seen historically, any talks with Pakistan have led to violence and terrorism in India. And sir, I also believe that Pakistan in turmoil will not be too much of a security issue for us at our present defense capacity, sir. So we must keep augmenting our own defense capabilities, and we can simultaneously assist them as humanitarian aid, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Ayan.
Good morning, sir.
Can you tell me about Jain philosophy?
Yes,
What
sir.
is Jain philosophy?
Yes, sir. Jainism is considered as the world's most peaceful religion, primarily due to its focus on ahimsa. Sir, some of its core aspects are ahimsa, satya, which means truth, asteya, not stealing, aparigraha, which is non-possession, and brahmacharya, which is celibacy. Sir, it is a very disciplined philosophy focusing on non-attachment and simplicity.
Do you think Jain philosophy is still relevant in the modern world?
Sir, I believe it is not entirely viable to follow all the principles of Jainism, such as walking barefoot, not even wearing clothes, and not working. Sir, but the basic principles certainly do remain relevant. Non-violence is not only relevant at the individual level, but at the global level. Honesty, as it is said, is the best policy, sir, which leads to an individual's fulfillment and also social capital. And sir, practicing discipline and simplicity are again important for humans, sir.
Okay, now coming to your hobbies part, you have mentioned chess.
Yes.
You play 3 kinds of chess: blitz, bullet, bughouse.
Yes.
In bughouse chess, how many players are there?
Sir, there are 4 players total. It is
Okay,
a 2
can you
versus
tell
2.
me the difference between all 3?
Yes, sir. Sir, blitz and bullet are both 1 versus 1 modes. They are basically a part of speed chess. A bullet game is played in total 3 minutes per player for the entire game, and blitz is played between 3 to 10 minutes per player for the entire game. So bughouse is a separate separate variant, which is 2 versus 2, played in teams, sir. If I capture my opponent's piece, I can give it to my partner, who can then use it on their board, sir.
Okay. One more question from that would be my last question from chess. They are epicenters of games. Let's say Hyderabad can be called as epicenter for badminton. What's the epicenter for chess?
So just to clarify, sir, all over the world or within India?
Within India, we are specifically talking about India.
Sir, at present, I would say it is Chennai, sir.
Chennai. Why Chennai?
Sir, one reason is certainly that Vishwanathan Anand is from there. Secondly, sir, many chess players from India today, such as Pragnananda, are also from Chennai, sir. Accordingly, a culture of chess has been formed in that area, sir.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me ask you, how did you fare in the last two interviews? You
Sir,
had only one interview?
one interview, sir.
One interview.
Yes.
And how much did you secure?
Sir, 187 marks.
187. Okay. In our opinion, you deserve a little bit more. Okay. And because you are already in the Indian Police Service, so this time your bar is quite high.
Yes.
Quite high. You also have opted only for IAS and IPS. So definitely, bar is going to be higher this time, and you should be performing much better. Okay. So first, tell us, how did you feel about this interview today?
Sir, I think overall it went well. I could have been more concise and pinpointed in answering, and especially in policing questions and prison questions, I should have been better, sir.
Okay. Well, that's great that you have been able to actually comprehend and find out that shortcomings. So we also agree to that. But let me start from your personality, because this is a personality test. Okay. And you are already in the police, you already have a family background of police people. So your personality is very pleasing. We don't have any qualms over that. Okay. The only thing we will like to advise you that while you are sitting, your hands were like that all the time.
Yes.
Okay. So it means that look to us that you are feeling a bit constrained. You are constrained personality.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe that you would like to move the hands a bit or keep the hands in a different fashion, something like that, in which you are more comfortable. No?
Yes.
So you should look more natural. The second thing is that when you try to make eye contact with others while answering the question,
Yes.
but your eye contact was flashing
Okay.
with others. Okay?
Yes.
So try to pause a little bit
Understood.
when you are looking at others, so that they are able to see you, you are able to make eye contact with them and understand the kind of non-verbal communication which is happening.
Yes.
Okay. So otherwise, we feel it's okay. Yeah. Another thing is that the analytical part of your replies didn't come out first. You were to be approved for that, actually. Okay. So how are you preparing in terms of your interview?
Sir, I'm trying to practice a large number of questions and cover multiple areas, sir.
And how do you do that?
So some questions I found myself, some from my friends who have given interviews, and some from
So do you
questions.
write the replies?
Yes, sir, I'm trying, sir.
Okay. So that's a good way, actually. You try to find out 80 to 90 questions. And because your choice of services is limited to IAS and IPS, and we didn't ask many questions.
Yes.
Because of costly time. We had many questions to you. Okay. For example, as an electrical engineer, my first question to you would have been that what is the government of India doing to actually improve the quality of electricity in India? That's number one. Both in terms of its delivery and in terms of its generation. Okay. And renewable energy will play a big part over which. Okay. Then my next question could have been that although, and because that you have opted for Indian Foreign Service, so a lot of questions could have come with respect to international relations. Yes. And energy is one topic over which the whole politics of the world is revolving today. Yeah? Yes. Whole politics is revolving. Why UK and USA are so anxious about things is the crude price has risen by $2, at least $2 in just one session, okay, because of the attack history. So the question would have been that how India is using its prowess in renewable energy for strengthening its international relationship. What India has done? India has done a lot. International Solar Alliance, One Sun, One World, create all these things. What has happened at G20? What has happened at COP28? How India took the leadership? How it has become the leader of the South? All these questions would have come because of electrical engineering.
Yes.
And also some questions related to police background.
Yes.
That also would happen. Any other
Well, Ayan, definitely, I do have a couple of observations. Sanjay has already summed up. You have a good body language, a good personality, but you tend to have two things, which you need to really keep in mind, and will give you sometimes score of 200 plus if you observe this. Number one, you really don't take the question correctly. You should understand the question.
Yes.
Please understand the question and then answer, because you have a tendency to just start replying. In my question also, you started replying the normal reform taking place. I'm saying, why is that despite all the reform, my question started with this analytical part. So therefore, you have to be patient in hearing the question, understand the question, and then answer.
Yes.
So and second, many a time, I found that you were answering absolutely off tangent. So there, if you could avoid this, brush up your knowledge.
Yes.
Because your standards set is very high now. Let me tell you, the board is going to be much more critical when you face this time.
Yes.
Because they would really like to grill you and see that you are fit for that kind of upgradation. So otherwise, I find you to be a really good potential candidate, and your score should be definitely somewhere around 200 this time. All right, thank you.
you must be one passion.
Okay. Yes.
You are opting for the IAS and IPS.
Yes.
So that passion of joining IAS and IPS must be reflected while you are talking.
My question, you should strengthen that argument that the unequal distribution of wealth. Try to understand that there are so many factors because of which this is what it is.
Yes.
So try to, your argument, maybe paucity of time and you wanted to finish it, it's not good enough. So think about it, there is a logic,
Yes.
try to strengthen your argument.
Yes.
That's all.
All the best to you.
All the best.
All the best.
All the best. You have any questions?
Yes, sir. One question I had. So sometimes the board asks questions in Hindi, even if my medium is English. So should I respond in Hindi or English?
If you are comfortable with time in Hindi, you can.
Well, if the question is coming in Hindi to you, and you know Hindi very well and you have a good command, it is desired and expected that you reply back in Hindi.
Okay.
Because the person who is putting a question may be putting it with a purpose.
Yes.
And he knows that your mother tongue is Hindi.
Yes.
So I think it will be better, choice to put it in, because when you converse with somebody, it's expected that when I speak in Hindi to you, it's expected you speak to me in Hindi.
Yes.
To be courteous. All right? Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All the best.
And
Thank
see
you.
you
I'll
on the top.
see you in Bhopal.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm there on
All the
19th Bhopal.
Yes. Thank you. very
All the
much.
best.
Thank you, sir.
We'll find this candidate.